We've talked a lot on this show about how artists all across the world have been able to have their voices heard and build sustainable careers in the streaming era. Look at K-pop, Latin hip-hop, Afrobeats, and more. These artists and their fans have been able to reach each other without relying on the traditional gatekeepers or the Western-based artists that have dominated airwaves for years. But what if I told you that in the same time span, the US-based artists have become more dominant than ever? In 2011, US artists accounted for 27% of the global recorded music business revenue. In 2024, that number increased to 38%. Last year, 2 out of every 3 streams in the US was for a US-based artist. And globally, 1 out of every 3 streams is for a US artist. So, American music is a massive domestic business and still a massive export business. So how do we make sense of these two trends when lower entry barriers have made it possible for all artists around the world to build a career, but the most dominant country is more dominant than ever? That's what we're going to talk about in this episode. We're joined by our friend of the pod, Will Page. He's a former chief economist at Spotify, the author of Pivot, and loves digging into topics just like this. So you'll hear us get into why. Why is it that this dynamic exists? Where do we expect things to go in the future? And what are the things that we can pinpoint that will answer this question? We talk about countries like France, Canada, and Mexico and what their import-export business looks like and how reliant they are on US music. But then we'll also talk about quotas, tariffs, and how this particular topic sits within the broader trade war discussions that the United States has had for the past few months. So I hope you enjoy it as much as we did. Let's dive in.